Jack is free, but is he really safe? The black lockbox changes everything. Oh, darlings, just when you thought the dust was finally starting to settle in Port Charles, just when it seemed like the worst was over and people could start breathing again, a new layer of danger slides right into the picture. Because Ross may be gone, but the damage Ross did, the secrets Ross uncovered, and the evidence Ross got his hands on, that is very much still out there. And right at the center of all of it is a man who has been walking a very thin line for a very long time, Jack. Now, let's be crystal clear about something. Jack is not Ross. He is not a cold-blooded killer running a rogue operation with a body count attached. He has done questionable things, genuinely questionable, sometimes outright wrong things, but within a framework that still technically falls under the umbrella of the work he was supposed to be doing. He is complicated. He is morally gray in the way that people who operate in the intelligence world often are. And for a long time, that gray area protected him. But protection has limits. And right now, Jack's limits are being tested in a very specific way. Because Z came to the WSB field office in Port Charles after everything went down on Spoon Island. And the first thing he asked about was not operational status or personnel reports. He asked where the black lockbox was. Jack's lockbox. The one that apparently contains files and evidence and information that Jack kept hidden away for reasons that were entirely his own. Jack's assistant did not know. The last time anyone in that office had eyes on it, Ross had already taken it. Ross found it but could not open it. And now Z is hunting for it with what feels very much like the specific intention of finding out exactly what Jack has been hiding and what it means for Jack's future inside this organization. Here is the thing that makes this so significant. Z would not care about that lockbox unless he had already been given reason to care. And the person most likely to have given him that reason is Valentin. When Valentin went to Z and laid out everything he knew about Ross, it is almost impossible to believe he stopped there. Valentin has known Jack for a long time. He knows things. He has grievances that go back years, including the fact that Jack essentially let him take a fall that landed him in Steinmauer. That is not the kind of thing a man like Valentin forgets or forgives quietly. So Z is out there hunting for a lockbox that could determine Jack's fate. Jack is alive. Nina's timely arrival genuinely saved his life when Ross came to finish him off, but alive is not the same as safe. Not even close. Whether Z finds that lockbox, whether he can open it, and what is inside it when he does, those questions are sitting at the center of a storyline that is quietly but very deliberately building towards something explosive. Liesel does not believe Cassius is gone, and she goes straight to Anna. Now, darlings, this second story is one that is going to have every sharp-eyed, detail-loving General Hospital fan sitting up completely straight, because the questions being raised about Cassius and what actually happened to him on that pier are not going away. They're getting louder. And Liesel, brilliant, tenacious, deeply motivated Liesel, is about to start pulling on a thread that the WSB very much does not want pulled. Let us revisit exactly what we know. Z told Jocelyn that Cassius did not survive his injuries. He delivered that information with the kind of calm authority that powerful men use when they want something accepted without question. And when Z walked past Cassius on that pier, he did check his pulse. He did pause. And then he moved on. But here is what has the fan community, and now Liesel, deeply skeptical. The way the information was delivered. The fact that Liesel was not told immediately. The classification of Cassius's status as sensitive agency information rather than a straightforward notification to a grieving mother. None of that follows the logic of how an organization handles a genuine death. None of it sits right. And then there is the fact that the actor who plays Cassius reposted something on social media with a very deliberate and very telling comment. Just 3 words. Only time will tell. That is not the comment of someone whose character is definitively gone. That is a tease. A wink. A breadcrumb dropped for the people paying close enough attention to find it. Liesel is a doctor. She is also someone who has spent decades operating around and against the WSB. She understands how this organization works better than almost anyone outside of it. And when something about the information she is given does not line up with what her medical instincts and her knowledge of protocol tell her should be true, she is not going to simply accept it and grieve quietly. She is going to fight for the truth. And the person she is going to turn to for help is Anna. Now, Anna is coming home this week. Her loved ones are throwing her a welcome home celebration, genuinely thrilled to have her back among them. And Anna is going to walk through that door and smile and accept the warmth being offered, all while carrying something inside her that nobody in that room is equipped to understand. Because Anna is not well. She is managing something very serious and keeping it completely hidden. And Liesel's request, asking Anna to investigate Cassius's supposed death, to use her connections and her sharp intelligence to find out whether the WSB is lying, is going to land at a very complicated moment. Will Anna say yes? And if she does, will the investigation help stabilize her focus and give her something purposeful to channel her energy into? Or will it push her toward the part of herself that is already being pulled in a very dangerous direction by the visions she is fighting? The irony is that Anna was the one who originally uncovered the truth about Cassius's identity. She found the letter. She told Felicia. She set the entire unraveling in motion. So there is a poetic logic to Liesel coming to Anna now. But poetry and wisdom are not always the same thing. And the version of Anna standing in that apartment right now is not entirely the woman her friends believe they are welcoming home. Carly's heart breaks. Valentin faces Lulu, and Port Charles erupts. And now, darlings, we arrive at a week in Port Charles that is so packed, so gloriously overstuffed with confrontation and revelation and emotion, that we need to take it piece by delicious piece, because every single corner of the city is about to light up simultaneously. Let us start with Danny, because Danny has been holding something enormous, and this week he lets it go. At Turning Woods, Danny reveals that Rocco is the one who pulled the trigger on Ross, the shot that saved Jason's life and set everything else in motion. He puts that information directly in front of Jack. And Jack, who already has plenty of complications to manage, now has to figure out what to do with the knowledge that a child, a boy, is the one who ended that threat. That revelation is going to ripple outward in ways that nobody is fully ready for. Rocco's role in all of this has been quietly held by only a handful of people. Danny blowing that open changes the landscape considerably. Now let us talk about Willow and Tracy, because these two are absolutely incapable of being in the same room without catching fire. Tracy comes at Willow hard this week, invoking the name of someone from Willow's past in the most pointed, deliberately cruel way imaginable. She essentially suggests Willow needs to prove she is better than her troubled twin sister. That comparison is meant to wound, and Tracy knows exactly what she is doing when she says it. Willow is already under enormous legal pressure. The GPS manipulation, the framing, the interrogation room, all of it has been grinding her down. And now Tracy is adding a personal attack on top of everything else. The irony that makes this situation almost unbearable is that it is Brooklyn herself who fled that crash scene. Brooklyn who set Willow up. And Brooklyn is now sitting across from Chase, who is starting to believe Willow is framed, while he points the finger at Michael instead. Chase is wrong about who did it, but he is not wrong that something was deliberately done to hurt Willow. And that distinction is going to become very important very quickly. Brooklyn is going to squirm watching Chase passionately defend Willow against someone he believes is responsible, while the real answer is sitting right there beside him. Michael, meanwhile, is having his own crisis of conscience. He is questioning whether the dirty plans he set in motion are worth what they're going to cost, whether he can live with the fallout, whether it is already too late to pull back from something he started. And then, outside the hospital, something happens that stops everyone cold. Sunny, Lulu, and Charlotte all witness it at the same moment. Carly and Valentin, right there in plain sight, sharing a very real and very public kiss. No hiding, no pretending. Just two people who have been through something extraordinary together, finally standing in the open with what they feel for each other. Lulu sees it, and Lulu is smart enough to connect immediately. She knows now who was sheltering Valentin all those months. She knows now what was happening under Carly's roof. And while Lulu has every right to be furious, and she will get there, right now she is redirecting her attention to Ethan, who is hospitalized and needs someone in his corner. Carly, after everything with Z, makes her way to Jocelyn's hospital room, and standing there looking at her daughter, her brave, shot, healing, absolutely determined daughter, Carly falls apart in the most human way possible.
She cries.
She begs. She tells Jocelyn that losing Morgan was the kind of pain she cannot survive a second version of. She asks Jocelyn to walk away from the WSB, not as an order, not as a demand, but as a mother who is terrified and exhausted and desperately in love with her child. And Jocelyn, with all the gentleness she has and all the steel she has become, is going to have to tell her mother no. Because Jocelyn is not leaving. Z is not letting her leave even if she wanted to. And the truth is, she does not want to. She told Z herself that this work is intoxicating.
She meant it.
She is built for this. And no amount of tears from Carly, however real and however heartbreaking, is going to change what Jocelyn has decided about her own life. That conversation between mother and daughter is going to be one of the most emotionally raw things this show delivers all summer. Two women who love each other completely, standing on opposite sides of an impossible divide. Valentin, meanwhile, is trying to get Charlotte alone, to sit with his daughter and explain Geneva and everything that happened. But Lulu is not about to let that happen without her own piece of it first. She steps in front of him. She squares her shoulders. And she tells him exactly how this is going to go. Valentin is going to have to stand there and defend every choice he made to the mother of his child, who has been living with the consequences of those choices while he was gone. Port Charles is absolutely electric this week, darlings. Danny dropping a bombshell. Brooklyn squirming as Chase defends the woman she framed. Carly weeping in Jocelyn's hospital room. Valentin facing Lulu with everything between them finally out in the open. And Jack sitting somewhere in all of it, a lockbox missing, a powerful man hunting for it, and a future that is nowhere near as secure as it should be.